Gunline, Gunline, Gunline. Got a fire mission coming down. I'm your host, Lopez, and you're listening to the On the Gunline podcast. Shoot the shit with my boy, Chewy Reyes over here. I go back with this cat, back to 2011 when I got to Fort Carson, Colorado in good old 277 FA. He was one of my Joes there. I think he might have been the ATC at the time. I don't know. All I know is that I would not have been able to fucking certify as a fucking chief without this motherfucker's knowledge on the howitzer, as well as fucking the knowledge of the Mike Golf. Cause damn, we would have been all fucking discombobulated. With that being said, go on and pop a squat because it's about to get hot. You're on the gun line now. What's going on, Reyes?
Hey, what's up, man? Just another day. Just another day, man. I got a different purpose these days, so I'm just trying to step it through. And I think everything's coming to focus for me as I gotten older. I was definitely. I don't think I was focused when I should have been focused like younger, but now it's like a lot of things are coming in perspective. And I think if you were to talk to me now, I'm not the same as far as how I move, how I do things, how I take care of things, what my priorities are, as I was. I mean, back in the day, man, really, it's just, you know what I mean? But that comes with growth, and I would expect that from anybody.
Exactly, dude. I mean, it wouldn't be life if we didn't fucking learn from our, I don't want to say mistakes or opportunities, but if we didn't learn from our past, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for those that don't know you, man, why don't you tell us a little about yourself, brother? What's your story?
So I grew up San Fernando Valley, 818, and I'm Mexican, so like my parents are Mexican and everything. And I grew up when I grew up in LA, like I always liked the army stuff. I always liked I just didn't want to do anything that was like that you have to do every day that's regimented. I mean, the military is regimented, but as far as like, I can't see myself going every single day to a job, even now, and doing the exact same thing. I'm like, yo, that's torture. How do people do this? Even as a kid, I recognized that.
Right.
Now you say in the military, you do X, Y, and Z. I'm like, yeah, but look how many different things you do in the military, different experiences and everything in between. And then like, just you live somewhere else. You don't live in the same place where you grew up, like all this stuff, like, so all that played in a part for me. So I always knew, like as a kid, like I didn't know I wanted to join the military. Like I always loved like the army shit. Like I didn't give a fuck about the Marines. Army was like, when I thought about the military, it was the army.
Oh no,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Now, did you have any brothers or family members in the military before you joined?
Yeah. Like my cousin, he was in the Marines. Oh yeah, and then another family friend. He's actually a captain or he's a major now. Down at Fort Hood. And so, yeah, I did. And I would see him from time to time, so I thought it was always cool. But like to me in my head, I knew I just wanted to do something different.
Right.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man. So you ended up going to see your recruiter then, huh?
Yeah.
How did the local recruiter get to you?
I didn't get to me. I got to him because like I was in college. Like I'm not retired. Like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people jump, but like, my thing was, I just needed to focus on something or do something or whatever. And if I like something, it can be harmful, it can be good, it can be whatever. It's really that if I apply myself to something, doesn't matter what it is. Like, so, so it's funny because like I was going to community college and then I was working at a pharmacy, but I was also just like going out, fucking around, it's LA, like smoking, drinking, just doing whatever. Right. And, I got into quite a few things. You get into trouble, you fuck around, motherfuckers, you go to backyard shows, you already know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like that's what I was doing, I was fucking around, but I mean, I was still, I was doing good in the classes I was doing. I wasn't doing the best, but I was fucking enough to get a fucking degree if I wanted to,
Right.
So, and then, at that, there was like a certain point where I hit where I'm like, shit ain't fun. And I was only like 19. I was like, I don't even want to do this. So
you fucking hit your plateau pretty quick at a young age of wanting to go out and party like that then.
Yeah, sort of. I was done fucking around there. Right. Like doing that kind of shit. I just wanted to get at it. Okay. So I actually didn't have a car at the time. or I guess my dad wouldn't let me use the car because I might have handed it back a few times and that shit reeked the weed. You know what I mean? Like I used to hotbox the car with. So whatever. And so I took the bus to the recruiter, which was like, I don't know, probably like a half-hour bus ride. Mm-hmm. So I get there, boom. But I already like told myself I can't smoke anymore. I'm not going to do this. Not going to do this because it got pissed me. Right. So as soon as I saw him, he's like, that day he was like, let's go to a bathroom. I was like, I already knew. Just come on, man. Like you already know. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was like, yeah, whatever. He's like, hey, go piss right here. And he's like, don't close the door. He's like, I'm not going to look at you, but because you don't want to waste their time and all that shit. And I, you know what I mean? I wasn't there to waste my time either. So boom, pissed on this shit. He's like, all right. He's like, and the first thing we got to do is, a little ASVAB.
Right. The pre-test.
The pre-test. So we did the pre-test. And then really I had a bunch of jobs or whatever, but I didn't want, like, I guess what I wanted to do was something that you still got to do like some type of combat, but I didn't want to be like infantry because like, I know these motherfuckers like did a lot of fucking walking, and I was like, I don't know if I'm down for all that. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, but at the same time, I don't know if I'm gonna like it or if I'm gonna love it. So at the same time, I was like, let me pick something that I think I'm comfortable with right now, and later on, if I need to, I can move that way.
Right. Okay.
Right. So we did the ASVAB. It was quick, man. Within a month, I was out.
Damn.
Yeah. So
did they show you a video of field artillery, or how did you get?
Yeah, but that video is like something from the 80s, bro. Like, yo, that chief or whatever right now, he's probably like in his 60s. Like, motherfucker was in Nam, son. He's like, we got Charlie, bro. Back when the fire base was a fire base, you feel me?
So motherfuckers with fire missions and a t-shirt.
Yeah, that motherfucker's out there right now, son. He's rocking one of these in the backyard type shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh shit! For those that are watching the YouTube, not watching the YouTube, he just pulled out one of those old school Civil War cannon shit. That's fucking funny. That's funny.
But you know what I mean? Like, I was really what's that?
No, go ahead.
I was really excited to do it, and then I did it. And my biggest thing too was like, I fear of the unexpected because, like I said, they were my cousins, but we didn't really talk. So like, I didn't know anything going into it. My dad told me too, he was like, he agreed with it, and everybody agreed with it. So I stopped working as soon as I took the ASVAB. And the funny thing about the ASVAB is that I went to the ASVAB, right? I was like, early in the morning, he dropped me off. I remember I was done with that like in 20, 30 minutes, like fast.
God.
Even the guy, I remember getting up and telling the guy I'm done. He's like, nah, you're not done, dude. He's like, you're just done with that part. I was like, no, I'm done. And he's like, wait a minute. He pulled up my story. He's like, sure enough, you passed, car recruiter. Boom. He's like, yo, I'm still at McDonald's, like, because, and I'm like, yeah. I was like, I'm done. He's like, all right, give me a minute. So it took him like an hour. I don't know what he was doing.
What was your GT score?
Probably like 100 and something.
Oh, no real. Shit.
Yeah.
A little smart ass. Damn.
Nah, but it wasn't like, you know what though? I had taken my own initiative and actually got in a book from the library. Actually, my older brother told me to go do that. He was in the military, but he was like, yo, go do this because I've talked to, so he put me on, you know what I mean? Like, because I wouldn't have known myself. Not that the recruiter told me after, but I was already looking at a book. I knew how to freshen up on this, that, and this, but I think I could have done better, but math has never been my strong point. But like speaking and learning and understanding, what you're reading was always, I never really struggled with that.
Right. Damn, that's so. What did you think of the environment when you finally got to Fort Sill, Oklahoma? What year did you go in?
2008.
2008. So, what did you think when you first got to Fort Sill? Like, was it still OSUT, or did you have two different?
It was two different, but I think it had just changed or something because like they were still taught you to hear them talk, and I didn't know what it was, and I didn't ask, because. But the environment was different because like. We got in there and I remember like, they put you in these like this big old bays, right? With people from everywhere, right? And it's all Jews, bunch of ghetto motherfuckers. And we go into the bathroom, whatever, and I'm shaving my head, like, blah, blah, blah. And some dudes start getting into it or whatever. And like, some black and white dudes and there were some other Hispanic foods and like, and whatever. And I remember like, I'm just, I joined the army for a reason. So like as I joined the army, it was like a thing to myself, like, yo, I refuse to get in a fight. Like,
Right.
I don't care, man. Like, I'll walk away. Yeah, whatever. I'm a pussy, dog. Like, get what I'm saying? Like, if we're back on the block, like, it'd be a whole different, but that's not what I joined for. So, like, they started scrapping, Some food got really fucked up. I remember that. One of the black foods and one of the white foods got really fucked up. Like, they had to come in and like, it was like, that's the first time that very first night I seen MPs, all that shit. Like, you know what I mean? So I was like, yo, this shit's wild right here. But I don't want anything to do with it. So I just kept with the program and then did my thing. And it was like a culture shock, but I was also at the same time it was like overwhelming because you're trying to learn so many things. You don't know it. Right. You know what I mean? So, but I liked it. Like, I think the most challenging part was just like getting used to being so active. I don't know how active it is now, but to me, it was like, yo, we're constantly fucking moving.
Right.
So,
dude, fucking waking up at 4:30 in the morning, having to go get everything done, fucking brushing your teeth real quick, go out, fuck that, and then hoping that you lock your fucking your wall locker.
Your wall locker, yeah. Hey, luckily they never got me. I've always been like regimented to where like I got the basics down, always, no matter what I do, so they can never fuck with me.
Dude,
that was always my shit.
I fucked up once and I left my shit unsecure. All I remember, we were in fucking formation. It was after PT formation. They were going to chow, and I just started seeing shit flying out the window. And the windows, like, that's my shit. Sure enough, all my shit was fucking thrown out of the goddamn window. Had to go pick it up, refold that shit, put it back. You know how you had to fucking display?
Yeah.
Fucking drill sergeants, man.
Bruh. And then there was this one dude named Vansicle, right? And I remember this motherfucker to this day, ghetto as fuck, white, right? From like, who knows where the fuck. This motherfucker grew up like in a meth house. He went through the gas chamber, dog, and walked in and walked out like nothing and was like, whatever.
What the fuck?
That's for real. Only one person, drill sergeants were tripping. I remember, like, they were like, what? Right. So this dude, he slept on the top bunk across from me, and I would I see him, I know what motherfuckers like. I'm just naturally aware of my surroundings, Yeah. So and I'm like, all right. I'm like, yo, you see me one day. And I'm like, he's like, you want? I'm like, nah. Motherfucker had peanut butters, all this shit. People coming to him, you know how you can get your little money or whatever, slanging them in that motherfucker. Yeah, that shit was so funny. I always found a hustle. Yeah, like that shit was so funny, man. I remember all these things now. But basic was basic, but it was funny at the same time. And I really felt like I accomplished something getting out of there.
Now, did you do basic in Fort Sill or did you do it somewhere?
Yeah. Okay. No, I went Fort Sill, and then it was funny because my family went to graduation, right? And they're from California. Everybody went. My mom, my dad, my brothers. Damn. And right. And so they went, right? And we get done with graduation. I got my bags and shit, and they're like, oh, you think this shit's over? You think this shit? They start smoking this, and like all the families are watching. Yeah. And then they march us 2 long ass blocks to AIT, bro. Sweaty, everything, like, bro. So we get there, right? Yeah. They hand us over, whatever. They smoke us one more time. They hand us over, and they're like, all right, who's got their family here? Boom. We get separated by that. There was only like a handful. And they're like, okay. They're like, hey, you can sign a 72-hour pass for this whole weekend because it's like we graduate on Thursday, you come back Sunday evening.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay. Well, my parents were like, hey, we can stay till Saturday evening, but then we got to go. And I was like, yeah, no. I was like, you guys can leave now if you had, like, because it's a long trip.
Right.
So they stayed, and I really enjoyed that. And then Sunday I was just on my own, man. And then AIT, and then AIT is short. And then as soon as I got done with that, I was at Carson.
See, I don't know about AIT being short. For us, it was just all one fucking
one long ass AIT,
bro. When we finished the basic portion, I think we did our 20K that day. And then they marched us. They threw fucking smoke grenades, and then they lined us up, and they gave us a little dog tag with the Army values on it.
Yeah.
That was it. Then they were like, all right, y'all soldiers now. Then we marched back to the barracks, and we're like, now what? Drill sergeant were like, ain't nothing changed, privates. Ain't nothing changed. Motherfuckers still here. We're still here. Only thing that's changing is that you're going to be learning how to do your job. That was it, bro. From there, every morning we'll walk while we do our PT, And then instead of going to regular classes, we'd go to the AIT side or to the, to, I think it was Deuce. We'd go over there and fucking train how to set up the collimator, train how to fucking look through the site, dumb shit.
Yeah.
It was just one long fucking party, I guess you could say. Our drill sergeants were always there just talking shit. They will make bets on us, who could set up the collimator faster, who could fucking run the poles fast. All we were for them were fucking entertainment, man.
Yeah.
They'll smoke the shit out of us. And then, of course, the Joes that were already there, the real soldiers, they would just have us do their bitch work. Like, oh, okay, unroll that net, roll it back up, make it tight. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. And then from there, we go to classes to learn the fucking shell fuse combinations and shit like that. But at that time, they just wanted bodies in and out. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
A quick class and shit. And then we'd go learn how to shoot the rounds, load, fire, clear. And then that was it, dude. Next thing I know, I'm in fucking Fort Hood. So you went straight to Fort Carson after graduation.
Yeah.
All right. So
no, actually, I went back to go do at-home recruiting 2 weeks for free of leave, plus like another week or two, whatever I had, and then I went to Carson. Yeah,
bro, let me tell you what story you just reminded me of. My drill sergeant at the time, Drill Sergeant Cabrera, like, hey, Lopez, New Yorker. He was from fucking like either the Bronx or Brooklyn, straight Puerto Rican, you know what I mean? New Yorican. He like,
yeah.
Hey, Lopez, so I had you going to HREP to go do, the hometown recruiting thing, but one of your battles fucked you because he's dating some colonel's daughter. So, sorry I got to do this to you, Private. Dude, he ripped that shit right in front of my face, bro. I was like, fuck. And Powell, if you ever watch this shit, I know it was you, guy. I know it was you that called that favor in from your fucking wife or girlfriend from retired colonel. And that's why Moore ended up fucking that bitch. And you was all sprung on her, motherfucker. Now that I'm on.
Yeah, no. But there's more to that. Yeah, there's man, that brings you to being at Carson and wild times there.
Dude, yeah, when you got to
yeah.
Okay, so you did your H-Town, your hometown recruiting.
Yeah.
So that was just you fucking showing off in your uniform. You're from Silmar, right? Or around that?
Yeah.
How did your family or your friends look at you when you got back home and you were in uniform?
See, I had already stopped talking to a lot of people. So like the people that I talked to were my cool friends. Like I had 2 solid friends, or 3, right? That were dudes. I talked to them and my family. And I kept it like that. You know what I mean? And then I had a bunch of homegirls, so shit continued, man. I got home on HREP and I was just fucking like, I mean,
Okay.
So I was enjoying it because like, yeah, because I'm back, like it's different, like we're just whatever. And then leave came and went like that. I spent a lot of time with family, and then boom, I show up back to, and then my family was really proud of my dad and my mom and my brother. So then boom, I show up to Carson. Now I'm at Carson. So I get there and it was a little different. What was my first one? Yo, I had they put me with some weirdo dudes from a different battery, HHB or some shit. And I told my chief at the time, Smith Montrell, I was like, yo, that's just mad weird. Like, I don't want to be there. Like, I should be somebody with my own battery. Like, I don't want to stay there. So he went and talked to whoever he had to talk to, and they put me in with Razone.
Okay.
You remember Razone? Yeah.
That name sounds very familiar.
All right, well, they put me with that motherfucker, and me and him were cool, we just chilling and whatever. And then eventually I got itinerary, and then after that I kind of just like will stay mostly off the barracks, and then fucking around. And then but I mean Carson was cool, man. When I got there it was definitely different. You get there and you're like, bro, I was never in the best shape, but like, goddamn,
bro, who you telling? I couldn't run already, and I remember fucking running the first time we went on a battery run, or it was some run. Lieutenant Stave looking back at me with the other LTs, like, "Who's that new staff sergeant?" I'm like, "Hey, sir, turn around. Don't worry about me." I was fucking dying a quarter of a mile. I couldn't breathe with the shit.
Nah, neither could I. I always sucked at running. I think it was until we went on our first deployment and I came back and I had been running all deployments, so like I was good.
So
But
how soon after that you got to Carson? Did you go on your deployment?
I got to Carson. Let me see. Probably August sometime, 2008.
So like how long after you graduated from like how
Oh,
long?
less than a year. Probably like 10 months, 11 months.
And then you went off to Afghanistan?
Yeah. So we went and we were at Camp Gosta Garcia. So we were there. And we were shooting. We didn't shoot shit really. We shot at loom rounds. That first one,
Yeah.
nothing really. We shot some loom rounds. Shot a lot of direct fire calibrating. Why the fuck we were calibrating the fuck out of some rounds for no fucking reason?
Oh, because you got to 4 rounds. It's just about the budget, man. It's all about the money.
Yeah, I get it, but that shit. I was so sick of it. And they're like, you got to certify and all this shit. I'm like, bro. I'm like, dog, whatever, man. So he's just playing the funk. But for precursor to that, before getting ready to deploy, right? I got this story.
Go ahead, man.
So, where did we meet this shit? Anyway, we go to somebody's apartment or whatever. I lived off post, and then there was these chicks there, whatever. With always these 2 girls that came together, and my friend was talking to one of them, and I was talking to the other. So we're talking, and the other one was a redhead, and her name was Amanda, and she's from Michigan. And so we're talking, whatever. So we, I don't know what happened that night, but anyway, we start fucking or whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, how you here? Like, I'm confused, like, because she'll come see me in the barracks, whatever.
Right.
And she's like, oh, my brother, whatever. She had a banging story because I was like, damn, that it all made sense. Like, there was no skipping the stride. And I was like, okay, cool. She used to come scoop me up. She come, fuck, leave, whatever, bring me food. And I was like, hell yeah. You know what I mean? Fuck, I live in the barracks. Like, what more do you want?
Right.
Boom, boom, boom. Right. So all this, and then like after a while, like probably 3-4 months, like I don't know, like we just kind of like we'll talk here and there, and like less and less frequent.
Right.
Anyway, I'm with one of my guys, and then we're at the food court right there in PX.
Right.
And we knew some unit had just come back from deployment.
Oh, fuck.
So me and him are in front of Charlie's, and we're just like, it's on a weekend, and we're waiting for our food. And then my boy's just like, right, and I'm like, what, bro? What, motherfucker? Like, I'm waiting for I'm about to order. Right. And he's like, yo, you gotta see this. And I look left, bro, and it's her with her husband. With her husband holding hands, ring on, everything. Like, he just got back, got the IR, got all that shit. And I'm like, oh. So I see her, and she sees me and does one of these, like, as she's walking, and like he kind of caught it, kind of looked, but like couldn't put 2 and 2 together. Oh, bro. Wow. Yeah. So like, you know what I mean? I was like, damn, for real. Like I had no idea, like no clue.
So you were Jody without even knowing you were Jody.
Yeah, because their story was that good.
Fucking A.
Yeah, bro.
Hitch. Was he? Let me guess. Was he a specialist?
Yeah, he was. He was an arms room dude for whoever he was with.
Wow, dude, that's
up.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We never really talked. Actually, she did hit me up like one time, but I was like, nah, like that, I can't. Like that's fucked up. Like,
right? I mean, dude. I mean, you could have been a dick and been like, "Hey, bro, I hate to tell you this, I didn't know about y'all."
Nah, because that would have been instant conflict. Come on.
Yeah, dude, that's some dirty shit. Though.
So all that, whatever. The night before we deploy, again, one of my homeboys, some chick comes, brings her friend because she's gonna fuck him before we leave, right? So I'm talking to her friend, and whatever. And I didn't convince, but I was like, yo, I'm leaving too. Like, what's up? And she's like, only because you're leaving. So and then that was it. And then we're off to deployment, and that was itinerary. So me and that dude were just,
Wait, y'all both smashed the same one?
No. He's fucking this girl. Me and her friend are out on the balcony chilling.
Yeah.
Having a drink, and I was just like, well, I'm leaving too. She's like, well, she just kind of thinks that she's like, well, fuck it, you're leaving anyway. So
right.
I was like, hey. And then I kind of, so it was a win-win. Yeah, and there's me and Tinnery. We went on the same deployment. And then that deployment was good. I mean, we probably had some drinks during that deployment and shit. So we was chilling. Some people got in fights because some motherfuckers I don't think I've ever liked, and not necessarily we kind of got into it, but then somebody else got into it with them and they fought, and then the next deployment I fought that dude. So
on the gun line, there's bad blood that needs to get fucking washed out. You know what I mean?
that's what I'm saying. And Topo, if you're out there, I still don't fucking like you. So you know what I mean?
I remember.
Yeah. So you're still a faggot to me. I don't give a fuck.
How many deployments did you do total?
2.
Okay, so the second one was when we went out this last time in 2000.
Yeah, 2012. Yeah.
Damn.
So you
had a lot of dwell time in between then, because if you went in 08, then
no. I didn't deploy till 2009. I got back in 2010, and then we deployed in 2012.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. So then we deployed, and we were at damn, I can't even remember what fob, but the week prior to us getting there, there has been a V-bit at the gate.
Okay.
And then so we were there. While we're there, I think we were only there for like less than a month. We shot like some Illums or whatever, and then we got hit once.
Were y'all at Shinwar first, and then
you know what? We're at Shinwar. Yeah. Then we get then 329 got fucked up.
Yeah.
And we sling loaded the howitzer. Anyway, we took off that night. We dropped the howitzer off at Bostic.
Okay.
And then we got dropped off at not Torcom. Fuck. Fort. It was like, it sounds like a fort, some shit.
Well, the only ones that I knew out there in RC East, I remember was you had Hunter Miracle, you had fucking Joyce, Metterlom, Jaff, fucking Boston.
Nah, it
Boston,
was right. It was right by Joyce, actually, right by Joyce. And goddamn, what do they call it? Fort something. Anyway, dude, that place, fuck, they were getting rocked because actually a few days prior to us even getting there, because they were from 3292, their howitzer got hit by a mortar.
Oh shit.
So they popped the tire, all that shit. A bunch of guys got Purple Hearts, they got scrap metal, all that. So like we got there, we were only there probably like 2-3 weeks, and then we moved up to Joyce.
Okay.
And we started, and we shot at Joyce all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
So you were at Joyce then?
Yeah, it was at Joyce.
Okay. Okay. So you were at Joyce. Who was your chief?
Armstrong.
Oh, dale. Okay.
Yeah, because it was Abelos, Armstrong, Jones.
Who's the gunny?
Damn. Fuck, I can't remember his name. He's a first time right now.
Right?
What's that? Fonzie? Yeah, and damn, I can't remember Smoke's name.
It wasn't Simon, was it?
Nah, hell no. Fuck that dude too. Hey, if you're out there, yeah, fuck you too. But let's see. Nah, I can't remember his name, man. Shit. Anyway, but man, being with the nah. He's black. Fuck, I can't remember his name right now. Huh? No.
Black?
Yeah. Bald.
That narrows it down.
Nah, goddamn, bro. Because he was chill. Because I've talked to him recently. He's smart. Fuck, I just can't remember right now. But it was legit though, because like it was all of us, and it was cool, man. I fuck with it, you know. It was a good group of guys, you know. So we shot a lot, and then it was just fucking it is what it is, man. I mean, I don't know. I think sleeping, like our shift was like from 12 midnight to 12 during the day, and then
did you have one gun?
Huh?
Yeah, two guns or one gun?
2 guns. Okay. Yeah, and then but during the day when it was time for us to, like, you know, by the time we get off shift, go eat, shower, workout, all that shit. By the time you're trying to bed down, bro, we'd be getting hit. So like you're just sitting there like.
Well, all that training calibration helped y'all out.
Yeah, dude. Nah, so there was that. I mean, but there was definitely a lot of learning. A lot of a lot of the guys were good guys, and I wish them the best wherever they're at now. And it was a good group of dudes. I mean, all of them, including Tobo. So, I mean,
it's a trip, dude. Like, I mean, I could think of on my hand how many dudes that I really disliked from my deployments versus how many, we may not have gotten the best along together, but I still love those motherfuckers. You know what I mean? But then you have those chooses that they could go suck a fat dick.
Yeah, no. Yeah, definitely. But nah, for the most part, if like I don't know. If I don't like it, it's just on some different shit. But like I don't wish ill will or anything. I don't ever, you know what I mean? But Topo can get these hands again. Ask Avalos. Well, all that shit went down, right? It was already boiling over, like it was getting to that point. Yeah. And it just happened in the Connex, that's just happening where we are. The Joes were outside, and it is what it is. I mean,
dude, what's crazy is I know that like when I took over the section,
let's back up. Let's get to that because like we kind of jumped. You were my
bro. That's the way it goes. I mean,
you were my chief. Yeah. It was, and you know what? I think if we would have left if we would have stayed as a section, bro. Fuck, man. I think we would have just been murking that shit out there because we had a solid fucking. Come on, we had you. We had Rudy. We had fucking McFadden. We had my Davis was down to do whatever the fuck needed to be done. Yeah, I got you, Chief. 100. You got my reference the other day. And we had Miller. Miller was cool too.
Dude, Miller was good with that fucking 240. But we also had a ninja in our fucking section.
Yo, we used to hype Nichols up all the time. Be like, Nichols, how'd you win the bout, bro? Do the thing. And he would start like, bah. He's a fucking hidden dragon watching porn under the table type dude. Remember?
Was retarded, dude.
Yo, that shit was so wild. Remember this motherfucker pulled out his sack because nobody believed him that he had a third ball.
What the fuck?
Bro, that shit was wild. Yeah.
That guy was on one. Because I took the section away. You guys had Hanson, and then Hanson, I think, moved somewhere else.
He got promoted.
Gunny, right?
Yeah.
He went to Gunny, and so I took over Hanson's section. And I'm thank the Lord that I never had Haskell work for me.
Bro.
Woo!
I don't know where he's at now, but he's like the poster boy for fucking Marlboro Reds out there somewhere. Yo, that motherfucker, I don't know if you remember, he had such chapped lips and cracked lips. Who knows what the fuck he was doing? But I remember Hanson was telling him, like, what the fuck, man? You've been sucking on mufflers or some shit? Bro, I was fucking dying. This motherfucker sucking on mufflers. That's what it looked like. His shit was so busted. Like, he's like, and then I remember like, first time them telling him, they're like, yo, I'm tired of seeing you every time in front of the battery smoking. Like they were tired of walking in and just hearing them. So they were like, stop fucking smoking.
Fuck, like my old lady, the first time she came in through the gate, she because she gives the ID, right? And it says Lopez, right? And like, are you Staff Sergeant Lopez's wife? She's like, yeah. Like, he's my chief. Oh my God. My old lady comes and tells me about him. I had never met this motherfucker yet, dude. Yeah, she was like a little bit off, man.
Yo, she was like, damn, you got this. You got the cream of the crop there.
Real, dude. That motherfucker was on point. No, but we had a solid fucking section in all honesty.
No, we did.
Field. When we went to that field that one field problem. Shit, it was me and Lyman were out there firing. I think Ertley was the gunner for Liming, and Velasquez was my gunner. And y'all motherfuckers were firing those rounds like there was. I was just talking with Velasquez about that shit. Like we couldn't even see the fucking collimator clearly, man.
I remember, you know how I remember that field problem? Well, I don't think some people are out yet. That was part of that field problem, but there was a field problem that I was sleeping, and some motherfuckers, since it was just out there, was we was just us out there. Some motherfuckers were drinking. And they're like, yo, run us back to post to get more. I was like, yo, they woke my ass up. And I'm like, all right, cool. Because then I wasn't going to say shit. Like, I don't give a fuck. So they're like, I was the only one that was like, yo. So we go, we're boom. I was like, just buy me this shit. Because I wanted, like, an energy drink, some snack or whatever. Right. And they're like, yeah, no problem. Boom. And we just drive back.
We're not going to say any names, but
yeah.
I remember we had a big ass bottle of vodka or some shit. We were getting fucked up.
Yeah. The way artillery should be done.
Yeah. Hey, baby, fucking alcoholic.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was fucking.
Yeah. That field problem was the shit, man. I love that shit. I actually liked going to the field. Like, it's weird, but
as much as the field, we complained about it, but that was the best place for us because that's where we belong.
Yeah.
Remember it was shitty and rainy all that fucking time out there too. But I loved it, dude. Except, oh god, well,
I like meals tasted different, like just a camaraderie. Like we're just out there, like ain't no fucking phone. Like we're just chilling, we're just having conversations, like keeping it moving. And then it was just like, and it felt good to bring it in, and then just fucking like, damn, dog,
I remember when we were certifying though that the Mike Gall came over, and I think you and him were tight. Because all he cared about was that we fired our simulated rounds. When it came down to the air assault portion, we didn't have shit. We had the cargo in it. That's it. It was laid out on the side, and he didn't give a fuck. He was like, "All right, you got it." Like, all right, cool. I don't know.
Nice.
I mean, just spent it talking with you, so.
It was cool. I got along with a lot of people. A lot of people I didn't get along with it, which is fine with me because, like, at the end of the day, man, I give a fuck. But I did get along with a lot of people, and it was like, even though I was like, I was just like, I was going out with some of the gunnies, and I was a little ass private, man.
Right.
But like, I was, like, I don't know. We're all just everybody's just kicking it.
Here's the thing, though, dude. Like nowadays, I talked to a couple of my my homies and shit, and that are still in, right? That we were with, that I was with. And they're like, bro, you can't do that anymore because all these motherfuckers are snitching on each other or they're taking video of it and shit like that. And motherfuckers be getting in trouble for that. They don't know how to turn off the light switch of like.
Nah, I was never like, but like, some shit can like, we can do some shit. And it's just like, where we come from. It's just like, yo, like, motherfucker, like, you don't have to be like, bah, 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 bah. Like, it's just whatever, man. Enjoy it.
Exactly, dude.
Enjoy it.
And I mean, shit, there were a couple of times where when I got my section over with Bravo Battery, like I brought my Joes over there and we fucking partied all night long drinking. And then Monday, like nothing happened, and that's the way it was supposed to be because we're supposed to be a fucking family. We don't each other. We don't fucking backstab each other. We look out for each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, and I remember we actually had a barbecue at your spot. I remember going, and the girl I was dating with that time, we all went. Everybody went. I remember everybody went, and it was chill because like you guys cooked. Yeah, we fucking ate, whatever. We had some drinks and it was chill. But like every chief, even before that, we kind of did the same thing. We either go out to eat or some shit, or he's like, yo, I'm a cook, come over this day, whatever. Or we go eat somewhere, which later on, I seen that happening less and less. And I didn't understand it because like, that's how the section comes together. Like, we're tight. It doesn't have to be all work and shit. Your shit looks raggedy and just shitting on a motherfucker. Like there's more to it than that. You know what I mean? Because that's easy. Anybody can do that. I've seen the biggest piece of shit NCOs do that shit, man. And that shit used to grind my gears. Like, so, you know what I mean?
Oh, God. I know some NCOs. I still have it. I still have a itch that it really grinds my fucking gears. When you tell a Joe that the only way to move up in the Army is by kissing ass or sucking dick.
Nah, I there's a few of them that were out there that, that they did that all the way into where they got to, but like I know, like, yo, I can like let me do it for you. Like here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I always thought about taking care of my Joes. I might be bipolar sometimes, but at the end of the day, my job is to take care of y'all. Whatever y'all need, fuck it. And as long as there's no work to get done, I don't give a fuck. Just go do what you gotta do and just keep you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers that just wanted to be assholes just to be assholes.
And I didn't understand it either because, yeah, some people were like that. Maybe I look at it now with a different perspective because, I mean, I'm just at a different point in life and I've done different things. But I wish I could go back to some of those times and really done, maybe I moved differently. Maybe I should have focused on other things. But whatever, man. I enjoyed my time while I was there. I was young. So, like, what did I do, man? I just enjoyed drinking and partying and doing stupid shit. And that's what I did. But, I don't.
Were you still a specialist when I got you?
Yeah. I got promoted during deployment.
Okay, because fucking I'm pretty sure I would have sent your ass already to the fucking board, but
but you know what though, I didn't have I had the knowledge, I just didn't have the initiative.
Well, not only that, I mean, you definitely have to fucking the knowledge. That's for a fact. You have the knowledge. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't have sent you. But I think because what ended up happening and I ended up having to move, that's why I wasn't able to send you, because I know I sent Rudy and then fucking you would have been next had things played out differently. Because I mean, the cool thing was I never had any issues with you. I can't remember any issues with you at all. If anything, shit, you always you would tell me like, "Hey, Chief, is it cool if I go do this?" Yeah, man, go ahead. We ain't got shit to do. Think you were moving or something. Like, yeah, man, go take care of what you got to take care of. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like I do remember a lot of my thing was too, like, even after PT, like if we had shit to do like at the motor pool, I'd go eat, or I probably already had my meal, and I just eat quick change and I'd already be there before everybody. Not because I'm like, yo, I need to be here, whatever, but just because, like, to me it was like I just want to get it out of the way. Plus, I just every guest here, you really don't do shit. We're all stepping over each other, and I hated that shit. So like I'm like, plus I want to have our shit already laid out, like, yo, let's be the first in the shoot. We're done.
Exactly.
So, you know what I mean? Like, I did a lot of that kind of shit, but I think, I was just a sucker, man. I was wrapped up in somebody's, I was just a fucking twinkle in somebody's eye. And, I think I got distracted a lot of time, but you know what I mean? My initiative. So like, I think that's, if I had more initiative then, I think just the way I've done things now, it would have definitely played out different, but I don't regret it, man. I had a blast while I was there. Including all the fucked up shit that, shit that I fucked up, because guess what, man? I enjoyed it at the time and I didn't know no better.
Exactly, dude. I mean, when you think about it, the shit that you did, even if it wasn't something that you're proud of at this time, it's something that made you who you are today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, as long as, you're able to fucking see it for what it was and able to fucking not do it in the future or try to prevent people from doing it, then you've grown from it. You know what I mean? So let's move on from that. Let's go ahead.
Yeah.
But you ended up PCSing, right?
Yeah, I went to Germany.
All right. And when you went to Germany, where did you go to?
I went to Wielsek, so it's right next to Grafenweer. Grafenweer is a big training area. And then by the
light.
What's that?
Was it mechanized or light?
No, it's 777, so light. I mean,
okay, so towed.
Yeah. And it was 777. But the fucked up thing that so looking back at it, I don't regret it. At the time, I kind of did, because god damn, dude, who was my fucking smoke, man? Because god damn, I can't remember his name. But we're deployed, and he was telling me, him and Gunny Fonzie, they're like, yo, hey, don't re-enlist right now. Wait a week. But my window was closing in 2 weeks. I was like, I have to. They're like, yeah, but look, they're gonna open these openings up. E5 Spanish speakers, doesn't matter what MOS, for Mexico Embassy.
No shit.
Mexico City. And he's like, dude, you're a shoo-in. I'll call up to branch, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but I can't wait on that. Like, my window was closing. So
sorry, I just remembered. It was the Jamaican motherfucker. That was
that Smoke Thomas was my first smoke in my first deployment. My second deployment, god damn, I can't remember his name.
That's the only black dude I remember, dude.
Nah. He used to be an AIT instructor.
Fuck it, I'll remember it later.
Anyway, all right, so he was telling me and whatever. Well, anyway, I was like, yo, I gotta re-enlist. He's like, well, if you have to, you have to, whatever. So I re-enlisted for Germany, and boom, the next morning he came. The shit just opened. I was a shoo-in, bro. Everything. I was like, fuck. And I was like, yeah, whatever. All right. So yeah, we get done with the deployment. And we get back. I think we're back. Like we go on leave. I come back. I go to WLC.
Yeah.
As soon as I get done with WLC, I pretty much got a month, and then I'm out. So then from there, I PCS to Germany. And I got there to Germany, and it was I had waived my 12 time to go to Germany because they were about to deploy. So I was like, I'll hop on another one, whatever, and bank some money, and then and I get there, and as soon as I get there, they were like, the sergeant major had seen me downstairs, and he's like, "Who are you?" And I was like, told him, and he's like, "Okay." He's like, "Actually, I need to see you." He's like, "Actually, the SCO needs to see you, the squadron commander, because it was a cavalry." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "All right, sergeant major." He's like, "I know you just got here, so come see me tomorrow." He's like, "Come find me, or I'll come find you, whatever." Because I had to, whatever. So I went up there. And I talked to him in the SCO, and then basically they're like, "Hey, we know, we're about to deploy, but we need you in the rear." And I told him, I was like, "Hey, I'll do whatever, of course, but I waived my 12 time, like I'm ready to go, like I want to, you know what I mean?" And
Right.
I was like, "I really know what I'm talking about. I just came from shooting, like that." And they're like, "We understand that." They're like, "But we have no NCOs back here," and they're like, "And it'd be perfect for you. Just came back, you can take a knee." I was like, "Okay, I mean, whatever, man." At that point,
Yeah.
So so I stayed on rear D.
Damn,
But
dude. So
yeah, so
I just remembered something.
yeah.
You owe me now that I remember. And this is because of a ruck march when we did our goddamn 12 miler. Yeah. I remember, oh, Chief, my blisters. I got blisters on my feet.
Yeah. My feet were fucked. But hold on. A week prior to that, I was already rucking on my own. So my shit was already fucked up.
Then you should have.
So I remember that because we started, I was like, "Yo, my shit is fucking," like, I remember that shit was fucking killing.
We had just made the turnaround point. We were on our way back. And Chief, because we were all the way in the front. We were all the way in the fucking front. I sat there and wait with your ass until fucking the LMTV came to pick you up.
Yeah.
I didn't get no fucking ride back to the front. I was damned if I wasn't going to finish with my section. So I had to ruck my happy ass from the rear of the fucking the ruck march all the way to the front. God damn, I just how much my me, motherfucker.
No, I remember that. Yeah, no, I was hurting. But I didn't do myself any justice. Yeah. And I actually I've talked to him, not too recently, but I've kept in contact with him post on it. But yeah. I mean, everybody's been pretty cool with me. Everybody's been cool, but I remember. What's that?
You were the cool first sergeant, man.
Yeah.
I mean, but he was like, "Oh, are your blisters okay?"
Yeah, he was fucking with me. And then, like, I think it was like the next day or some shit. Like, we used to joke all the time. I used to crack jokes, and you crack jokes, right? So, what the fuck is this name, man? That Smoke. He came looking for me, and they pulled me into the office. He's like, "Hey, first one wants to talk to you. He told me to go look for you." So I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "All right, let's go." He's like, "Nah." He's like, "He wants to talk to you. He needs to talk." And I was like, "Oh shit, all right." So I was like, "Damn, what'd I fuck up?" Like, so I go in there, and he's looking at me. He's on a computer. He's like, "Sit down." He's like, "I just went to the bathroom, smell my hand." And I'm like, "Bitch, that's what you call me for?" And he starts laughing. He's like, "Get the fuck out of here." And I was like, "Damn." I was in the motor pool, shit. Motherfuckers came to go get me. Like, yeah.
Fucking first sheets, dude. This Smoke is gonna bother me. Was he a Smoke at the time, or was he a Chief?
He was a Smoke, dude.
Are you sure?
E7, yeah.
There was.
I'd have to text Avalos because I can't remember the name right now.
There weren't that many black fools in our fucking unit.
There
was only.
It was Gunny Fonzie and Smoke. I just can't remember. Proctor. My bad. Smoke. Yeah, Smoke Proctor. Dope as fuck. Oh,
yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Smooth ass dude.
Yeah.
That's right. Fucking Proctor. What up, Proctor? If you out there, I think he's a civilian now, or is he a first?
Yeah, he is. He is.
Dude,
He man, dude, I don't know, man. Like that platoon was dope. Actually, I wasn't even supposed to be in that platoon. I got moved over like a week before we left.
Shit.
No shit, because I was in your boys section, Christian. So so that was that, and then I got moved over because they were making personnel changes.
Yeah.
And then it was like, boom, you're with so and so and so and so and so and so, and I was like, shit, all right. So we did all that, and I was different because I don't think me and him saw eye to eye. We're cool now and like everything, but like in the beginning, yeah, we definitely weren't on the same level. Like, I guess he probably felt like I had a chip on my shoulder, on my soul. But you know what I mean? Like, like it goes back to at the same time. I think I didn't give a fuck a lot of the time, and then he came in. I don't know. He probably came in a little strong arm, and I'm like, look, man, I know what I'm doing. Like, fuck, you know what I mean,
dude? Now that I remember, you know who has a fucking a bit of a gripe against me and you? Fucking Jones.
Jones.
I'm from Texas.
Why is that?
Motherfucker from England.
Yeah,
because he's like, I know what you did, Chief. You traded me to HHB to keep Reyes, so you got all the Mexicans together. All right, I'm gonna admit something here on the gun line now that I'm in the Army. Hey Jones, you ain't lying, man. I did go to. I went to first sergeant sheet. I told him, hey, I think I want to keep Reyes on the gun because he knows more than Jones does, and me and Velasquez could use him. Like, all right, I'll make it change because you were supposed to go to HHB.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, and so I went to talk to fucking Sheets about it, and Sheets was like, all right, we'll send Jones and we'll keep Velasquez.
But what did he go do at HHB? Why were they needing personnel, I guess, over there?
I think it was for whatever their mission was going to be. They needed fucking personnel. I don't know gate. I don't know what the fuck they were doing, to be honest. But
shit.
All I know is that I ended up keeping you and fucking and Rudy.
Yo, we had a wild fuck. That shit was fun, bro. Cause like the field, like it was just bananas. Like with you, Rudy, McFadden. McFadden was dope. Davis, dude. Yo, you know what though? You know what I did get? You know what I did get from him? So I was me and Martinez. I don't even remember. He was a chief too. Okay, so me and him were kicking it all the time, like just always. So, Davis, I was like, I don't know what I mentioned one day. I was like, man, I need this shit from the store, but I'm not gonna go right now. And he's like, yo, swing by my spot. I got a bunch of them. And I was like, what the fuck you mean you got a bunch of them? And he's like, nah, I got a ton of them. I pulled up. He comes outside of his apartment. It's ghetto as fuck, right?
Yeah.
And that motherfucker hands me the good Gillette razors, like the cartridges, like in their packaging, like a ton of them, like just. And I should, you know what I mean? Whatever. But I was like, shit, because one of those shit's like $15-20 a piece, son. Right. So I took them and I was like, yeah, whatever. But damn, later on, my man was jacking Walgreens and shit.
Man, when I saw
yo, but hold on. It goes back to like, yo, you grew up in LA. You used to write, did all that shit from the podcast from the other day. Yo, Rudy's from where's he from? Yeah, but
Oxnard.
Yeah, but it's same environment, right?
Right.
I grew up in the valley, but same environment. I actually used to write, and I can still write somewhat to this day, like pretty good. Yeah. So like, we grew up in this. So like, it's all three plus David, and then we gotta make fun. Like, yo, we were. It was a dope. It was just dope. Like we just had a dope. Like we were just dope with it. Like cool with it.
It was a good ass fucking section. It really was, man.
Yeah.
We had to fucking that motherfucker was thugnificent though. He might, in the field, Davis was on point. That motherfucker, he did what had to get done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Didn't complain like, yeah, Chief got it. Chief, like, boom. That's it. Like for real. I remember that shit. And there's that famous picture where is you, Stevens, Rudy, Davis, McFadden, me, and we're just chilling, like.
Dude, what the fuck? Can you still see me? Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Something happened to my shit, dude. Who the fuck? Wait, that's right. It was Stevens. Who the fuck is Miller then?
No, that's not Stevens. Is it Miller? No, he is Miller. Who am I? Oh no, Stevens is somebody else. No, Miller. Yeah, you're right.
Sure, Miller.
Yeah, Miller, dude, because he was white with glasses.
Yeah, he was the one that came from the 101st.
Yeah, Miller. It was Miller.
Okay, dude.
So, but we had a dope. We had a No, you know what I was at that time? It was either I was an ATC or RTO or both. I can't fucking remember, but I know.
Yeah, you were the RTO. You were that fool with the glasses. He was the RTO.
Okay, yeah.
And you were the ATC. That's right.
Yeah,
dude. We had a fucking set. Our section was fucking set, dude. It was fucking. If this shit wouldn't have gone south, we would have made Top Gun easily. And fucking, it was on point, man. I fucking loved it. And that was one of the best sections. Well, all the sections I had were fucking good. I learned something from each one. But ours, I think if we would have fucking stayed together, we would have fucking been murking motherfuckers out there.
Yo, we had a blast though, because it was funny because like we didn't really need you. Like when we were in the motor pool, we didn't like, it was just like, nah, like just whatever, man. Like just whatever. Cause it was Rudy, and then he'd be like, yo, this needs to be done. And we just get it done, bam, bam, bam. And we're like, yo, it's done. He's like, all right. He's like, yo, just keep your phones on. And boom. But we always got our shit done. And we're like the first ones to get our shit done. We're on top of our shit. You never really had to ask us to do anything.
Nothing, dude. Nothing.
Yeah.
The first time that I saw Velasquez, he went in there and started getting all the monthly counselings all on point. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker, he's doing all the work that normally I would be doing, because at the same time, I didn't have a gunner as fucking on point as he was. That motherfucker was like chispa, bro. He was on that shit.
Yeah.
So when I came from mechanized, my gunner at the time, old Mario Rodriguez, no hate Rodriguez, but he was a good gunner, but he was not as good as what Velasquez was. Like, he was definitely somebody that I know that was ready to take over the section day one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take over easily. So it was fucking great, dude. Then dude, I'm just thinking about some of the wildest shit. I remember when I fired fucking Nichols right then and there.
Son,
dude, Nichols, you're fucking fired. McFadden, you want to be number one, man? Hell yeah, chief. Get in there.
Dude, this shit was hilarious, man. Like the funniest shit was just like the downtime too, where like we just hyped Nichols up. He started doing all this karate shit. And like, oh man, bro, come on. Like, we were dying hysterically laughing. Like,
dude,
it was wild time.
That picture you're talking about too, that's one of my fucking favorite pictures that I have. The one about the section by the gun. Dude,
yeah.
I posted it. I made one with the Civil War picture with the chief in the gun section. And then I put like before, and then I put like now, and it has our section on there. It's just badass, dude. It's just badass.
It was a good picture, and it was. I don't even know how that picture came about, because it's not like we ever really planned shit. We're just like, we're all here, fuck it. Like,
I think who took it must have been Nichols, because he wasn't in it.
No, that's a fucking kicker to the story and shit. We had Nichols doing. Nichols, go take a picture. He's like, got it, chief. He's like, yeah, I took it.
Oh shit, dude.
Oh, you don't see me in the picture? I'm the one that took it.
Ooh, now that I remember, who was the motherfucker that I had just gotten to section? That the first day I got the section, I had to go get him from the hospital because he got his ass whooped in for being drunk in at a bar. The ambulance picked him up, and
Tank. No, it couldn't have been Tankery.
Yes. Wait.
Tankery? No. See, because
he was getting out like a few days later. Literally, he was getting out a few days later.
It had to be Tankery, because Tankery. We went out. It was me and Jones, a British dude, and no, but it couldn't have been. Oh, that couldn't have been Tankery, actually.
No, dude. All I know is I ended up going to the fucking hospital, and they had to fucking pull a catheter out of his dick. And he's like, oh, and fucking he got his ass beat by the ambulance people. And because he was calling certain
phrases and names. Maybe we shouldn't say his name, but he was a
Yeah, I was about to say, let's
yeah. Let's just say that he got his ass whooped by the police and by the motherfucking ambulance people for saying some very, very bad things to them at that time.
It was wild times, man.
Section, dude. First day of that goddamn section.
It was good times though. I mean, we had some wild times. Colorado, man, that's for a different time, but I definitely, after work hours, definitely before that second deployment.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of fucking wild shit, because see, Martinez had a house, his own house. He lived by himself. So it was just fucking, but what do you expect from the Army? We're a bunch of Army motherfuckers, but we had a good time, man. I wish we would have actually deployed as a section, bro.
I just remembered your dumb ass with the fucking worms or whatever the fuck they were. Those little circles that you over at fucking Medina's house.
Yeah, no, they were bringing peach rings. Yeah.
You had a certain white boy who's still in, but he was new at the unit, and he was like, "What's up with all these Mexicans?" And he just be, what the fuck, dude? Oh my god, jokes and shit. Yeah, we know who you are. You know, man. You good people. I'll just say your initials would be your last name would be. I just said
Nah, but it was dope, man. It was good people. I think a lot of people in that battery were dope. You know what I mean? Like, who was okay? So we had Morris. Morris, he's
Morris was the Mike Golf.
My Golf was dope. And then who do we have after that? I can't remember. Yeah, we did. Yeah. So we had a lot of cool people.
Wait,
yeah, more.
Was the Jesus in your battery or in the Bravo battery when I went?
He was in Bravo.
Okay, because I went to Alpha battery first.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, I went to Bravo battery first. Went there for a few weeks. Then I went to fucking Alpha battery to Alpha. Then shit went down, and I went back to Bravo battery, and then finally got a section there again.
Yeah. So it was. Yeah. So yeah. Actually, my Golf was actually my smoke on my first deployment.
Okay. That's why y'all were tight as fuck then.
Yeah. We might have or might have not have indulged in the finest of beverages while we were deployed and enjoyed our time as men. And
that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be now, dude. I don't see the way our section was. I don't see like that now.
I don't see how it could function now. There's a lot of different dynamics. My wife is still active duty. My wife is active duty. We're actually in Miami. She has like a special assignment and shit too. Right. I see a lot of that catalyst. And right now she works with different entities, she's in charge of, Marines, airmen, and whatever the fuck you call the Navy people.
Sailors?
Yeah. Ain't no boat here. Gay? nah. But you know what I mean? So like, and I see the culture, but I also see where we're coming from. And like, there's that change where you got to be on your P's and Q's. It's like, you can't even really check a motherfucker. And you know what, man? I guess the way I'm speaking is not right. But you can't really correct someone and be stern with them in the way that, the Army was meant to be, without there being a catalyst to where that can be a sharp complaint, an EO complaint or something, without you using explicatives or anything like that. But the way that basically that it's perceived is going to be the outcome. And it's a volatile, sensitive Army. And if we've gotten into that, I think it's gotten into that space where, and they're like, well, you can't be a leader if you can't yell at them. I'm like, yeah, but this is Army. Like, there's a place and a time, and there's a place and a time. And you have to mesh those two together. So like, I think they're at that point where it's just.
That's why a lot of my soldiers thought I was bipolar at times, because I would dig in their fucking asses, especially in my last section. I would dig in their asses like a motherfucker. And then afterwards, all right, let's get back to work. Hey, let's go back to shooting shit and talking shit. You know what I mean? That's just.
Yeah. But I took the same way because Hansen was my chief.
Hansen was the motherfucker I ever met in my life. I mean, when I hear the story of Haskell and Hansen,
Oh,
tell our listeners and viewers that story.
so
Do you recall the story?
I don't. So you got to jot me, but I know the relationship.
Okay, so it was about Haskell went on an advance party, had to bring everybody in.
No, I was there. I was driving. All right. So, you got an advance party for artillery. Like, you go out before the section or the battery comes in so you can lay the howitzer so you can shoot in that direction as soon as you get there. So you can get time on targets, everything, start getting your ball rolling. Well, you count on that person, you train them so that when you come in, all you have to do is unload the gun, get ready to fire, and fire, right? Haskell, I don't know where he put his stakes down to bring us in or what, right? But we're driving, and then we're following Haskell, and bam, we see every other gun on cue almost at the exact same second. Stop, boom. Start setting up, doing. We're still walking with Haskell. Well, my chief takes his helmet off and fucking he hits the window and he's like, honk at this motherfucker and I honk. I'm like, where the fuck are we going? What? He's like, doesn't know where the fuck he is, bro. He starts trying to go in another sections, where they say, stake it. And then that AP dude, I remember, runs over and pushes him and says, get the fuck out of here. This is mine. Bro. And then Haskell's with his helmet all his glasses and then my chief gets out, throws his fucking helmet and gets out and just runs to sees other guns and does this, stretches his arms out like this, like if he's an AP line, boom, just line it up right here. I lined it up on him, boom. He tells Haskell to get the fuck out of here. And then we started, bro. Jeez, I've never seen that man pissed, but he was ready to kill my man. Yeah.
I bet, dude. I fucking bet. That because Hansen was the calmest motherfucker I knew, honestly, in the fucking army. Hansen was one of the coolest motherfuckers. I loved working for him when he was a smoke. I loved working for him.
Yeah.
And dude, to get him pissed off would take a lot. But god damn, anytime that Haskell was brought up, he would turn red. And that motherfucker Hansen was a pretty white dude. So
yeah, he was a cool dude, man. He is a really cool dude. I was lucky to have a bunch of my first, I think, I was kind of blessed to for real when I got brought up, all my chiefs, my smokes and my gunnies, everybody was super cool, super dope, almost the same type of style, just chill. If you fuck up, I'm gonna let you know you fuck up.
Right.
Yeah, and I owned it. If I ever did this, I owned it. I was like, nah, you're right. I can't even. What do I need to do to fix it? Because I fucked up. So,
dude,
So
finally, your career came to an end with the military.
Yeah.
Kind of dip out. We don't have to go into the details on that, but you decided.
Go ahead.
You ended up getting out, and so how was that transition from coming out of the active duty military, 2 deployments under you, out from fucking Germany, came back to the States, and then finally Chuck Deuces? How was that transition? Have you completed your transition completely? Do you feel like you're 100% back to civilian world, or what are your thoughts on that so far? If any struggles that you've had, what would be?
Yeah, of course. I think at the time I would, it was my time to go to. I had just had surgery and fucked up a few things. So, which I'm still dealing with now, is actually in the ER Wednesday. I was there till 4 a.m. Thursday. So, I'm still dealing with some of that stuff. But it's just but getting out when you're getting out and you're in Germany, it's a little different because there's not a lot of resources. You're coming back to the States, so it's not like they can be let's get in this program, that program, whatever. You're in another country, so you're just coming back to the States. So I get back to the States. I got almost 90 days of leave or some shit like that. And plus I'm getting BH, California BH. I go back home. But really like with a plan, but without a plan, because at the same time, I'm like, yo, do I want to live here? What do I want to do? Like, what's my next move? So I get out, I schedule all my VA shit, right? So I start doing that, and I'm like, well, I'm getting BH right now, I'm getting my paycheck. Let me figure it out. I do all that. I start working, and I worked at. So what happened was when I was in Germany, I really got into cigars and shit.
Okay.
So I was going to La Casa del Habano in Nuremberg, which they sell Cubans and stuff because it's legal over there.
Right.
So I was doing that, and then my brother knew a guy that owned a cigar shop, but that he didn't run it. Like what he had another business during the day, so he needed somebody to run it because the guy he had actually moved out of state. So my brother talked to him. He's like, my brother knows about cigars, so I started doing that, like in between finding what I needed to do or what to do. Well, between all this, you know, I already knew I was going to get married to my wife, stuff like that.
Okay.
So we're you know, it was a weird transition because like emotionally, mentally, like I didn't know, like, you know, I don't know if how it was for you or how anybody getting out. Like sometimes you have a set plan, but like I didn't have it. So like I knew what I wanted to do. I knew where like I want to be, like where I'm at now, but I didn't know what the road to was it going to be there. And then I didn't have anything.
Right.
So I was kind of confused about what I was going to do. And then that's kind of like, again, like you're back to the feeling of the unknown, like, or the fear of the unknown, you know?
Right.
So I didn't know what to do. So, you know, I was doing that. I started working at the post office, started doing this, that, and this. And then finally I was like, you know, I'm moving back to Colorado.
Okay.
So I went back to Colorado. And at that point, my wife got out of the Army. And she came to meet me in Colorado. We got a place and we got married, and she started contracting. So she was contracting for Lockheed and Martin, and she was doing a contract. Contract paid good, but she worked a lot of hours.
Right.
So then she you know, but at the same time, I was already going to school, so my transition was good.
Yeah.
But I felt like I was missing something. So I still, like, I don't know. I wasn't happy. Like I just wasn't happy. I don't know if that's like the best way to explain it. Kind of just like I felt like I was missing something. Like I needed to get into something. Like this is what I was. Like my identity was like, yo, I'm in the military, like da. But I needed to find something with like a purpose. So it took me a while to find that, definitely. So transition for me was a little bit rough, I could say. Like I didn't know what I wanted to do exactly, or what like how to feel about anything. So, you know, yeah, it was rough, man. And then one day she came home and she was like, hey, I want to talk to you. And I was like, yeah, what's up? And she's like, I want to get back in the Army. And I was like, okay. And I was like, what's up? I was like, because, you know, she's making good money.
Yeah.
And I'm in school and stuff. And, you know, so I'm getting BH and like all this stuff. And she's like, well, she's like, the hours are killing me, because she's like, you know, because, and then every other week she'd work 12 hours, right, during the day. Then the following week it flips to night.
Oh,
she was going back and forth. And she's like, it's too much. I was like, okay, and what's
burn you out?
Huh?
It'll burn you out.
Yeah, so she was getting burned out. And so I was like, okay, I was like, well, let's do it, you know, let me know. So she got back in PCS, and then I kind of like found my footing once we left, because I went to school for what I do now, which is HVAC, but I also did electrical. And then I kind of found what I needed to. And then I started working with a bunch of vets, which definitely changed, like, just at least getting back into the rhythm of stuff. Right. So, and then I found my friend, and then I kept working, and then time for us to leave, you know? Oh, and then in between all of that, man, I don't know, like it's shit. There's like a big gap. I'm trying to just like boom. So all that happens, right? And then boom. So I got out in 2015, and we're now like 2017. Okay. And then we're at Campbell, and you know, our times get coming up there. And then my younger brother, he's in college, and he was going to California State University, Northridge. So he's doing good. And he's like, hey, I want to join the Army. And I'm like, We don't just join the army. I was like, you know, you got to know what you want to do.
Right.
And yeah, and he's like, okay, but so we start talking or whatever. He comes to live with us for a little bit to do a few things, work out, all this shit, get in shape.
Yeah.
He gets in shape, and then he goes back home, recruiter, all that, and then he ends up joining the army, and he goes doing like he's in the special operations community now, and
Nice.
he's yeah, so he's doing his thing, man, and he's actually out training right now, and he's you know, so he does that, so that kind of helps because I got there, then he got there like a year after.
Okay.
So, and that was cool, and you know, I wait up until recently, and then it was time to move again. But you know, we knew we were gonna leave, but then I talked to you about it. But you know, my dad got sick,
Right.
and I always held on my. You know, if you know me, like I'm heavy on family. Like me and my family always been tight. Well, nobody ever told me my dad was sick. My dad didn't want anybody to know. Well, he had ALS,
Right.
and he got, you know, if you know anybody that has ALS or you read about, it's a rough way to go. And it kind of hit me like pretty fucking hard because this is pretty recent. But like, as you know, this whole transition of this last like few months, year has been like the fucking roughest. So like, you know, but it goes into the transition because I finally found my footing, and then this happens. You know what I mean? Like, and he got ALS, so I basically saw my dad, you know, pass away and get worse quickly. And by the time I found out, and so it hit my brother, younger brother too, because I didn't tell him, so he was done with everything.
Right.
And so you know that affected me in some ways. And then we get here, and I just kind of felt lost because you know I felt like I had a purpose. I was working with where I was working, I was doing stuff, and then I felt like my fucking role just, I don't know, came to a screeching halt again. And I'm back to fear of the unknown. I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
So we're leaving Campbell. I get here and I start feeling sick. And I'm like, fuck, man, I don't feel good. And then one day, like the movers were here, and I was like, yo, I'm about to lay on this ground. Like, I can't move. So I went in and literally laid in one of the rooms, like on the ground.
Oh shit.
And my wife's like, yo, you need to, like, what's wrong? And I was like, I just feel really sick. Like, and she's like, go get tested. I got tested. I had COVID, man. Like, I had to go to the VA here in Miami because I couldn't really breathe, man. I had to get an inhaler and all that shit. So, like, it was just like, I don't know. It's been weird, man. My transition, I guess, has been weird. It's been a few years now, but like the first 2-3 years probably roughest. And then like the last 2 years, just emotionally,
Right.
have been different. And then, yeah, I got sick, and then I got better. And as I was sick and I was getting better, I just started applying for different jobs. And man, I found this good company I'm working for now. I do their engineer stuff a little bit. So, you know, I found my footing again. And then I'm still kind of moving in different ways because I'm probably looking for something else to find a purpose. I don't know. So I don't even know if that answers your question. It probably sounds like mumbo jumbo.
It does.
But
well, here's the thing. Like, I think one of the biggest things that we struggle with as veterans, I believe, especially combat veterans, that goes up to that fucking Army combat veterans. But anyways, but no, I think that one of the things that vets that have been in combat or engaged in anything like that, when we come back, it's hard to find something suitable that has purpose because we don't have anything that has like a goal now. Like, you know, when we were in the military, when we deployed, we had a mission, we knew what it was, and we did it and completed it, and you know, we were great at it. You know what I mean? And then even in the training environment, okay, we're gonna train for ASPT. So we would train, and bam, at the end it culminates and you certify, or you go for Top Gun competitions. There's at the end of the road, there's some kind of a tangible fucking reward per se, or fucking anyway, there's an ending to it, if you understand what I'm saying. But we're looking for that in the civilian community, trying to find something that has purpose in it, you know. And I try to psych myself out pretending that my job has purpose. You know, maybe, you know, I tell myself like, yeah, you know, I'm trying to help out the Latino community by, you know, I'm educating them, I'm helping them out with their language barrier because I'm an interpreter. And
But then at the same time, it's like, fuck, man, I went from leading soldiers to now fucking answering phones. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where like, I'm happy that I'm able to provide for my family. I'm happy for that. I'm happy that financially we're stable, but I'm not happy. It's gonna sound fucking gay as shit, but I'm not happy like emotionally, I guess. I feel like there's like a void that I can't fill, if that makes sense. You know, no matter what I try to fucking fill it with, it's just not enough. Porque I need that. I miss it. I just miss that fucking fulfillment of accomplishing something with purpose.
And I think, I think the time that I got out, I was ready. And two, a lot of the time that I was in, I was like, man, I don't know if I want to do this or in this capacity. Looking back, I was like, I think I wanted to do something else within the Army. I just didn't do it. But when it was my time to go, it was my time to go. And I think what I've found post Army is that a failure to plan is a plan to fail. You know what I mean? So I failed myself, but at the same time, it was hard to schedule shit when you're like, am I going back to California from Germany? Am I going over here? So, but once, it took me a little bit, but once I actually found my footing, I kind of keep it moving forward. And I think now my goal, since a lot of stuff has happened, in my personal life, is really, I'm big on family and I'm big on, on community. Like I want to be close, like, you know what I mean? But I don't want just anybody. Like I want to be close with, like people like I want to be around my family, but too, I want to keep my friends, and that's all I really need, and just keep it tight.
Right.
So, my purpose now too is like, I am way better, more attentive to stay in contact with my family, letting them know what's up with me, staying in touch, and, telling them too, like, like today I don't feel so hot, like this and that, and just having open dialogue, man, like communicating with them, like, just focusing on me and my family, like, like fuck being on my phone, fuck being on this, like, my goal is to focus on my family, like and I find a lot of purpose in that, and I feel good from that. Like
that's awesome. Porque one thing I know is that you did disappear for a hot minute.
Yeah.
You were disappeared for a while, and that's cool. Sometimes we need that break, because there's too much drama going on. You don't want to compile more shit on top of that, So that's when I remember when you reached out to me, and you were calling me like, the fuck? All right, cool. Let's catch.
Yeah. Nah, and because like I just, you know what I mean? Like I see you, but like, I know everybody's got their shit going on, but like at the same time, like I hit you up, like sometimes I'll hit you up later on, like at night, but I'm not thinking about that because like I'm not looking at the time. I'm not looking at like,
right.
I'm just like, yo, what's my boy? Like, what's my chief doing? Like, yo, like, and I'm just not thinking, I'm just thinking like, yo, I had a long ass week. Like, yo, what's up? You want to bullshit? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
we need that. We fucking need that as a community, dude. Porque I was talking to my homeboy Marquez on one of the very first podcasts that I did, and we were talking, and I don't know about you, but this is me. The time that I felt the loneliest when I got out the military was when I was surrounded by a bunch of people, but I had nothing in common with them. They were family, friends, but I felt so fucking alone porque I could not communicate with them because it just wasn't the same fucking level. You know what I mean? Like they would think some of the shit that we just talk about would be a little bit off color, or what the fuck is wrong with this fool saying shit like that? You know what I mean? So I felt more alone at that time when I was surrounded by people, bro. I even told my old lady, like, I need to go for a drive. I was and I just like I wasn't feeling it, man. And
No, I feel you 100%. I've been in some of the situations. Sometimes at work too. It's just me, like, you know what I mean? Like, there ain't no veterans, like, at all. So, like, it's just me. So I can't keep to myself sometimes, but but how did you get to, I'm going back to Texas?
Yeah.
Because I thought you were in Colorado.
Okay. So what ended up happening was I ended up got med boarded and fucking had no idea. We wanted to stay in Colorado.
Right.
Colorado's expensive as fuck, dude. That's one thing. It's expensive as fuck. And honestly, we didn't have I did not want to go back to LA. That wasn't gonna happen because it's fuck out there. Plus, I have kids, and I'm not gonna go live in the hood again. You know what I mean? It's not gonna fucking happen. So I started putting I figured, well, you know, if we move to Texas, my in-laws are there because they all moved from Silmar over here.
No shit.
Yeah, they all moved from Silmar over here in '08. So fucking to San Antonio. So I was like, well, worst comes to worst, you know, we could stay with my in-laws while I get on my feet and then fucking, you know, eventually branch out, right?
Yeah.
So that was the plan initially. Once I got out, we'll go stay with my in-laws and we'll fucking, you know, stay there for a few months till we get on our feet and move out. What ended up happening, god damn, now I'm telling my fucking story here. So
no. I like, if you don't mind, like, I know at times, like, but I still got, like, I don't think I've expressed, man, I got too much to say. Like, but go ahead, let's get.
So what ended up happening was shit, are you still there? Because my TV's fucking burning.
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
Fucking piece of shit. Hold on, I think it's my. Okay, I know what it is. So what ended up happening, bro, was I started putting out job applications in San Antonio since I knew we're coming over here. You know,
Yeah,
gotta be our place that we're gonna land in. And that was in December. I started throwing out applications because in early December they told me, hey, these are your ratings. This is when you're expected to be the fuck out of the army. So start putting in your block leave and all that shit. And I had enough time to give me like, I think like 2 or 3 months of terminal leave. So anyways,
hell yeah.
I saved up some ducats, and you know that pride in you being a family man, like I can't stay with my in-laws. You know, that pride in me is like I can't do it. If it was just me and Linda, maybe, but it was me and Linda plus a newborn baby, you know, so plus 2 kids already. And I didn't want to be that burden. I know they would have welcomed us in and all that, but I didn't want to be that burden. And just the man in me was like, we got to find our own place. So anyways, we ended up finding a fucking a house over here. Linda didn't know about this, but while she was having surgery for her appendix, I kind of filled out a job application for her at Chase over here at their corporate. And
I fucking love it.
So next thing she knows is I told her about it later on. She's like, I told her, hey, expect a phone call from Chase. I sent an application for you. She's like, what? Like, yeah, hey, you like the way we're living? You want to keep it? We both got to work now. You know what I mean? Porque
facts.
It's the truth, bro. If you,
hey, motherfucker, I'm working too.
You know what I'm saying? So if you want to maintain the same fucking lifestyle that you had while you were in the military, well, you're gonna have to, you know, kick in bucks now because, you know, we're making pretty decent money as a staff sergeant X amount of years. You know what I mean? It was a good check plus BAH and all that shit. It was good. Anyways, long story short, I got job offers at USA, Lackland Air Base, all these places, but they were taking too long, bro. I needed a job like tomorrow, you know? So I got out, I got the house for rent in February 1st, 2015. And I started working March 2nd, 2015. Like the following month, dude, I was already working. I'm not going to say the company that I work for. God forbid they hear this shit. But anyways, they gave me an opportunity knowing my background. Well, that's another topic for another day.
Yeah.
And then, but they gave me the opportunity. USA was taking too long. Lackland was taking too long. In Lackland, bro, the guy that was hiring me worked for fucking Smash, for fucking
no shit, Mendoza.
For Mendoza. He worked for him. He was with him in Fort Bliss. And I guess he probably called Mendoza about me. I don't know, but he offered me the job. And I was like, the pay was kind of a thin and it was kind of hard to move up. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I got this job that I'm at now, and we just made our roots here, bro. We just dug our roots here. And what I love about San Antonio, bro, is it's like a mini LA, porque it has its downtown, but it's spread out. You know, it's spread out, and it's growing, man. It's fucking growing. The cost of living.
So, no, I hear you. So remember, we were messaging prior to the podcast, and I have a lot of stuff to say, man. And a lot of I was rambling, talking shit, and just saying shit. But I can't convey everything I've done and everything, all my experiences, all the jobs I've held post Army. Which you just got to sum them up, you know, because I do have a lot to say for a different time where we just want to bullshit. For anybody that's about to get out, ready to get out, man, I have a lot of good info. I've been definitely wore a lot of different hats. I've been in a bunch of different schools. certs that I don't even need to probably never use, but I just got them because I got them. But it brings me to I was talking to my realtor, right?
Yeah.
Well, I've owned my house in Colorado for 6 some years.
Okay.
So anyway, I haven't lived in it forever. I was renting it out.
Okay.
And I got to a point where I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna sell it. I don't. I'm too far from it. I live in Miami, so I'm like, I don't want to. Well, I don't live in Miami. Of course, I don't want to live in the city, so I live a little outside. But um, I don't want to deal with it. I just want to sell it, make my profit. I've been making profit off of it anyway. So we got to that, and hopefully, it seems like it didn't even make it to market because the motherfucker was like, "Bam, I want it right now." Like,
Oh shit, nice.
so hopefully that works out. If not, we'll still list it. But I'm like, cool. So I guess it's gonna that why I told you that right there is gonna there's a reason behind it. But what do you think about marijuana becoming federally legal? And there's a reason I'm asking. I'm in the industry, so that's I do that as a side. That's my weekend job. I don't need to work on the weekend, but I do because I have a passion for it. So people are like, oh, it's marijuana, but motherfuckers that say, oh, it's marijuana, it's like, bro, you're missing out on a whole fucking industry. You don't even know nothing.
Dude.
So what do you think about it becoming federally legal? And what do you think about veterans using it as a coping method, or not even just a healing method, or an alternative to drinking?
Dude, honestly, I'm all for it. I am 100% behind fucking federalizing legally, but there's always a but to it.
Yeah.
Once the federal government gets their hands into it, all they're gonna do is fucking regulate it and tax the shit out of it, and the black market for it is still gonna be out there. You know what I mean? For example, I think like Grotto is I think he works on that shit. From what I see on Instagram. I don't know if you remember Grotto.
He's in Bravo, right?
Not sure.
Maybe.
Not too sure, but I know he had been there for a hot minute. And anyways, but I know that's what I see him posting, like he grows the shit and that's what he does. I think that it's a great thing I've heard a lot of vets that toke it up and it helps them versus taking fucking pills. Me, unfortunately, I'm stuck on these pieces of shit right here. You know what I mean? I have to take those. And because if I don't, I call them my anti-asshole pills. Because if I don't take them, I become like this fucking asshole. And I don't know if it's the medication withdrawals or if that's just the way that I used to be before I got out. But it keeps me calm and cool. But I wish they would legalize it, but without fucking dipping their hands into the regulations as far as like, oh, we need it to be this much THC or it needs to be X amount of that. You know what I mean? Because that's why they're gonna fuck it up for those that are legitly making these herbal supplements, if you could say. You know what I mean?
Okay, so the reason I bring it up is because I've taken a lot of those medications. I've taken a lot of pain medications. I got to see, like, I have a lot of stomach issues and just I had a hernia surgery and shit like that, but I've had issues from that. And but I bring it up because I think it's anything in excess is abuse. Now it can be fried foods, it can be sodas, it can be fucking too much of anything is not a good thing. Mm-hmm. So you can find anything in excess. It's what you want to dive into and what the culture calls access, right? Because you see a motherfucker eating fried foods all day, they're like, oh, he's good, you don't even smoke, drink, whatever. Like, nah, that's not good for him. Like, let's not condone that either. But that's a difference, but so I think it's good. I think it'll be it's a great therapeutic. I think it's great socially as an alternative to drinking. I think it's great all around. Now, I think we're still in the infant stages. Some states are a little more advanced than others. But here I work at a like a small dispensary / where you can get your medical marijuana card here in Florida. So, and I'm learning the ins and outs, and I'm meeting people here and stuff like that. But I think it's going to be great. I think that, even if you've never smoked in your life, I don't think you should turn your eye on it. I think it can help a lot of people. As far as I know, when not smoking currently, or I'm staying away from indulging even in a lot of drinks. I'm basically taking a pause on that and just taking a pause on a lot of things, right? I want to do better. I think it's great, man. I know that when I've smoked before, I didn't have to take like my sleeping pills and shit like that. I just smoked and then I was high for a little bit. And if you do like an hour prior to or two, then I'm happy and I'm smiling and I'm cracking jokes. Like I'm just happy, like to do whatever minuscule thing I don't want to do, I'm doing it, whether it be cleaning, whatever, and then I'm ready to go to bed and pass out.
I've never met a violent weed smoker, or you know what I'm saying. I've never met
Yeah,
a motherfucker who's high and wanted to go get into some kind of violent actions. I know back in the day they used to say it was a gateway drug. Well, if you want to go there, alcohol's a gateway drug.
yeah.
It's legal because they can fucking make money off.
So sleeping. Like I've seen people abuse sleeping pills. I've seen anything you could. That's what I'm saying. You can abuse anything.
Bro, I wish that like okay, my homeboy Gunny Satterwhite, well, Smoke Satterwhite, I guess. Well, anyways, so he's all about microdosing with fucking with shrooms. You know what
I've heard of that too. Yeah.
And he said that that's one of the great experiences, you know, some of the best medication that he takes, and it's all natural. You know what I mean? It's from the fucking earth. It's shrooms, you know. And fucking my other homeboy Kowalczyk, he tells me about eating shrooms, you know. And it's not like they portray it where, you know, you're gonna be all fucking psychedelic running around seeing fucking elves, you know, but it can definitely get there if
if you eat a whole eighth while you're drunk. I've done that. I did that prior to my last appointment. I mean, I've always experimented with all sorts of different shit, but
I experiment with success, right?
With what?
The experiment was a success, I'm guessing.
Yeah, no, but it was. But you know, at the same time, I just, the reason I bring it up is I am working in the field and like that field, but I think it's a good alternative, and you know, you'd be surprised. You know what really opened my eyes was last Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I was working, right? Saturdays are our doctor days. That's when the doctor's there all day. You make your appointment, you bring all your medical paperwork. If you don't have any medical paperwork, you meet with the other doctor before you see the other one. There's two different doctors.
Gotcha.
And we process all this shit, and you know, we educate you about the product and about all these different things. But when people think, oh, it's just motherfuckers, young people getting it, nah, dog. We had a lady that was in her 50s bringing her 70-year-old mom, Hispanic mom.
Yeah.
Never smoked, but she has so much anxiety from her husband passing away, from this, from that, they just needed something. So once she got her medical card, boom, we gave her the tinctures, which is like drops you put under your tongue. Yeah. We gave her like something like the highest dose, or like it's sedator. And like, guess what, man? They were there for like 2-3+ hours, and after we gave it to her, and that lady was in the car chilling, like she like in it. But it's crazy to see. Now we've also met where this other lady, she was probably in her 60s, brought in her daughter that was like probably like in her late mid 30s. Yeah. And she's been in multiple car accidents. You can tell like she's not walking right, stuff like that. And she needed it. So like you see all walks of life, you see young people, you see all. But like it was interesting, and hey man, I had a conversation with him because I got to process the paperwork too, and then teach him about product and dosing, all that stuff. But it's interesting to see all walks of life, and you know, yeah, people will glorify it, do this and that, but that's with anything. So like I hate when people are like, oh, it's not da, da, da. I'm like, nah, man, that's just from your perspective,
right? So
I think you know, I'll cut it short, but like I think it'll be a good thing moving forward. And like I said, anything you can do anything to access. So
right on that. And again, my only worry is with the government regulating it is it's gonna just open up. Everybody thinks that with the legalization, that a lot of crime is gonna stop. No, because you could always get it cheaper from homeboy down the road. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean,
what do you think about it's federally legal now? The army, military side, it's got to be like we gotta love smoke.
That is it'll be.
I have a lot of these topics, man, that I just been ready to have with anybody. Like
I think if it's gonna be federally regulated, it'll be the same thing as being drunk on duty.
I do too. And they're like, well, we can't know because of this and that. And I'm like, look, listen, being high and being drunk is totally different. If you get too high, you're gonna know. If you get too drunk, you're gonna know. Exactly. Now, if you're like at that little point, if you know that person, you'll know something's off.
Exactly. If you know your fucking soldiers like you're supposed to know them, you can tell when something's not right and something is right. You know what I mean? Like you should be able, as a good fucking leader, you should know your soldiers' ins and outs. as a good leader. Now, if you're just a motherfucking stripe wearer that doesn't give two shits and just in it for yourself, then yeah, motherfuckers will walk all over you and you'll never know what the fuck is wrong with them. And they'll make up every motherfucking excuse in the world of why they're drowsy. Oh, I didn't get enough sleep last night, chief, or, you know, some kind of stupid shit. So, but yeah, dude, I think honestly, it all boils down to, if they break it down to, I don't know how the Mary Jane works, but if they put it like in pills where like okay,
You could.
this motherfucker,
Can I show you something? You gotta say.
And while he goes and gets that, man, I'd like to go ahead and take this time to go ahead and ask you, if you're watching the YouTube, please do me a solid and go ahead and like, subscribe, and if you can, tap that bell. That way you'll be notified whenever I drop a new episode. I appreciate y'all listening to us over here and hope that you guys will be listening to us more. All right, so go ahead. Now he's back here. What do you got for us?
All right, so
he's pulling out some looks like some
THC pills.
Orale, okay.
So it looks like just fish oil pills.
Milk cap, yeah.
10 milligrams, enough to, you wait half an hour, 20 minutes to an hour to kick in. You'll feel the effects. Guess what, man? It'll help a lot of people. So they have smaller doses. They'll have like up to 3 milligrams.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about a pill, something like that, yeah, you can get that.
Where you can get to like where you can know in your own self, kind of like motherfuckers know, like I could drink 1 to 2 beers, have that mellow buzz, and still function.
Yeah. And then you have gummies like this, and there's small doses, and you know, you do whatever. Like there's, and you know,
I think it's a great market also, you know.
I mean, you got vape pens, I mean, now too, but like there's everything. And I think, yeah, like you said, you find the right dosage. I mean, whatever works for you, but there's also like,
exactly, you don't want to fucking overindulge during your work time. You know, it's all about you know in your body, you know what you're capable of doing. You know, obviously, if you're gonna be fucking indulging in excess, keep your ass at home. You know, don't go get behind the wheel. And that way,
no. But that goes for myself too. I've definitely been in position. You know what I mean? But it's are you doing it now? You know what I mean? Like, it's learning from that shit. It's like, nah, motherfucker. Like, I know if I'm going ham over here, just take them, or not. Just give me a ride then.
Exactly, Uber that shit.
Yeah.
I'm with you 100% on that, and I'm waiting for the day that it does become fucking legal. The only thing that sucks is like, for example, Colorado, with the legalization of it, Denver has gone to shit, is my understanding. I talked to a lot of people that are out there in Denver, and you know, you had a lot of fucking people, transients, that came over because it's legal there now. And so, go ahead.
They also legalized shrooms and shit like that. So like, I don't know if that had anything to do with it,
right?
But yeah, no. You talk about the transient stuff, because people don't know.
No, there's a lot of people that, you know, they moved over there because of the legalization, and they're just fucking invading, making what was once a fucking beautiful ass city, because Denver's fucking beautiful. I love Denver.
Yeah.
You know, but apparently, from my understanding is, you know, I haven't been there since I got out, but it's going to shit. You know, look at Austin. If you come and visit Austin, you know, it's fucking horrible. You know, I'm not, and it's not legal here. I'm just saying, just the transiency out there. So, I mean, you don't want to get, it has its pros and its cons. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh. But look, listen, there's already a belt from California to New York.
Yeah.
That either they're recreational and medical, or just medical.
Yeah.
All the way through. So it's going to so it's really, you know, it's going to be how every state deals with it. Now, every state, I think, as soon as the state becomes medical, the next step, clearly a year, 2, 3 years later, is going to become recreational. But there's no avoiding it. So you should get it. I feel like they should get in the forefront, do the fucking research. I mean, whatever they have to do in order, and do something with the taxes, just like Colorado's doing. Exactly. A lot of people don't understand that, but you know, when I was going to college there were some kids that were in their last semester of high school, and I was like, and they explained to me that, you know, that the state was paying for the first semester because they were already done with all their courses. So instead of taking bullshit ass classes, they were doing it, and the way they did that was to tax money from the sales. So hey, why can't every state do that? Because I know some states are hurting like a motherfucker, and plus it creates revenue. It has a lot of good, and it creates new jobs.
Exactly.
Like for everything. You don't think there's motherfucking drivers, fucking growers, cutters, fucking sales, fucking everything.
Exactly. There's a lot of positivity to it. There's a lot. But with my biggest issue again with the government, and it's the government, it's not the drug itself, it's the government regulation that I have a problem with, because I don't know if you noticed, the government hasn't really been too fucking great at governing, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I completely agree with you. The taxes that they get from it, that's excess fucking extra money that they didn't have before. So dude, how about, go ahead and put it into the programs that you want to develop. Like you said, you want to give that 1 year of college to the fucking kids that have excelled in their studies, handle that business. You know what I mean? There's a lot of shit that can be done with that money for the community,
Yo, infrastructure. I know you've seen it. We've seen it. Yo, there's construction constantly. The roads aren't big enough. People are moving to do something with it. I don't know how all that works and everything, but dude, the funding that it creates more funding. I do know that, just simple, basic. And I don't think people should be, and it sucks because I don't think people should be. I know Texas probably got some strict laws against weed, but it shouldn't be that strict. I mean, I don't understand it. So like, I don't feel like people should be getting put fucking years on them for smoking some shit. Like,
not for herb, Now, if you were fucking trafficking yayo and shit
and some crack and meth and all that, yeah, of course, all day.
That to the kids, that I got you. However, if a motherfucker just wants to spark up a J and just hang out by himself in his house, let a motherfucker do what he wants with his own fucking body, man. That's just how I feel about it. I'm very fucking central when it comes to political shit. But hey, brother, it's already 10 o'clock here.
Hey,
happy ass to bed. I definitely back on because, dude, now that we already got the whole shoot the shit who you are, we can progress with these conversations that you have, because these are some good fucking topics, great conversations. And dude, God knows that I need some motherfucking topics to talk about, dude.
Nah, let me know, man. I've met a lot of people different here. I definitely got a lot of different experiences, but I got a bunch of topics because my wife's still in, but we see a lot of stuff, and she sees a field that like, this is what I want to do. Like, I'm trying to learn the marketing and everything of like making edibles and all that shit. Like that's just what I'm doing. That's what I want to do. So like, eventually when I get to that place where I'm making different stuff, but
dude,
I don't know. There's so many different things, man. It's just
definitely go to your own business once you know enough of it. Have your own little little Chewy Reyes fucking shit.
Yeah, no, but there is a lot of, I see a lot of the culture changes, and just there's certain things that I see from her as it applies to the military, and just just a lot of different stuff, man. And I was like, man, and it's interesting because I wrapping it up, but like my old neighbors, they held different positions while they were in the military, and then one of them held a pretty high position there at Campbell, and I still in contact with them and talk to them all the time, and I used to hang out with them all the time. So I got a lot of different perspectives of how to apply, so I still kind of keep my ear to the military, because I mean, I'm on the opposite side. I'm a spouse, but
right.
I run that FRG like a motherfucking
soldier, panda dog. You're the panda.
We be marching into the FRG like just with reveille, all that shit. Dude, but hey, if you guys ever come to Miami, or anybody's in Miami, and like you just come through, whatever, man, we'll chop it up. We'll fucking whatever.
Fuck yeah, dude. I love Miami. I lived in Miami for 3 years before I joined.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah. Hey, you already know, dale.
Dude, I lived in North Miami off of 125th and Biscayne, just short of 163rd, and that was just south of that and just north of Little Haiti. So it was it was a nice part of Miami, but it wasn't the greatest. It wasn't South Beach or anything like that. It was fucking Brickell,
I work in Doral, next to Hialeah. So.
Oh, fuck. My family's in Hialeah.
Yeah.
Hialeah ain't no joke, yo.
That's why I said dale, because everybody kept telling me dale. I'm like, I don't even know what that means.
Bro, it was funny when I first got to Miami. I was talking to my cousin, and he's like, hey, you got a cell phone? And I'm like, nah, I got to get it activated. I got Sprint. And he's like, anda agarra Verizon.
Verizon.
Well,
Verizon. He's like, Verizon, el teléfono, Verizon. Like, oh, Verizon. Like,
yeah.
like, motherfucker, you speak English. Say Verizon.
Yeah, dog.
But yeah, hey, dude.
Fuck.
Anything in Dade South, that's no longer America, bro. That's Latin America there. If you're
Hey, Doranzuela, son, because if you don't speak Spanish, good luck, bro.
dude, you go anywhere in Miami, you got motherfuckers that were born in Miami that don't know English. They don't know Spanish.
Yeah.
Dude, you're from Cali, so you know how hard it is to understand the motherfuckers from not the Puerto Ricans. Puerto Ricans are easy, but you go talk to a fucking Dominican, forget about it. Like,
just real quick.
yeah,
The guys, okay, so my job, like I'm on the phones, like talking to text all day, blah, blah, blah. But I'll go to the warehouse to go find a part because I got to go figure some shit out. And I'll ask the dude in the warehouse, like, da 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 da, and they'll just be like, bah, 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 bah. They're like Cubans. And I'm like, I walk back in and I'm like, yo, I got to go find my like supervisor. Be like, yo, can you go talk to him for me? Because like, I don't know what the fuck he said. Yeah, all I know is at the end they say dale. And I was like, whatever, dog.
dude,
that's a whole different Spanish, homie.
Dude,
like,
your dialect is beyond comprehension.
Yeah.
Cali, Mexican Spanish is a little bit more slower.
Yeah.
Slow to it, depending on what Mexican you talk about, what part of Mexico. But when you go to motherfucking Miami, I thought Puerto Ricans were bad. No. Cubans and motherfucking Dominicans, bro. There's like in the alphabet, there's no R. The R got turned into an L. You know, what the fuck is a puerta? La puerta, say la puerta. You mean la puerta? You know, puerta. You know,
yeah.
Fucking, and then they talk so fast, it's like a whole different language. Dude, I'm a translator, all right? I'm an interpreter. So, and I get a lot of motherfuckers from Pennsylvania, out in Reading, Pennsylvania, out in fucking Miami, you know, and I'm translating for them. The only benefit that I have is that I lived in Miami for 3 years and I was able to pick up their dialect a little bit. You know, when they say, oh, esta vaina no está bien, I know what the fuck they're saying. Esta vaina no está bien, like this thing that we're talking about.
Yeah.
I had no idea what vaina was when I first got to Miami, but I picked up on it, dude.
It just broke it down for me because I wouldn't have known either.
Oh, dude, yeah. You'll hear him say shit like, dude, el fregadero. I'm like, what the fuck is a fregadero? Oh, they're talking about where you do your dishes at, dog.
Bruh, you know the fucking the colada?
Mm-hmm.
Son, why didn't nobody tell me that you don't drink the 3 of those shits back to back, bro? Wait, I'm at my desk.
Are you talking the fucking the espresso shot, the Cuban coffee?
Yeah, bro, my fucking and I'm like, yo, I look at my man that I work with, we're all text. I'm like, yo, like that shit's strong. They're like, how many did you drink? I was 3. They're like, what? 3? I was like, bitch, nobody told me.
Dude, be careful playing dominoes with them too, because they play Capicu or some weird ass fucking play of dominoes is not the hood dominoes we grew up with, man.
Okay.
These motherfuckers, Miami is a whole different world, man.
Yeah, dog.
Beautiful though.
I'm learning it. I'm telling you.
I'll tell you what, you can set your clock to the fucking to the rainstorms out there because it's gonna pour about sometime around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, pour piss rain all over you. And then about an hour later, the sun's back up like nothing ever happened, bro. It's fucking hot, humid. The cool thing is when you see the fucking the hurricanes coming in, but that's another story for another day. Let me get this wrapped up, bro, because we're gonna
brother.
Another night. I appreciate you being on here, man. Thank you for coming on the gun line, hanging out, shooting the shit with us. It was about fucking time we got you on here. Dude, you got any shout outs you want to give to anybody before we wrap this shit up?
Just everybody that I was in with, and everybody was tight, man. So like, Hanson, Proctor, Morris, Jones, Avalos, you, Rudy, there's a dude named Vang, McFadden, all those dudes. I mean, there's a ton, too many, I hope one day we can chop it up. If you guys ever in Miami, hey, come through, man. I'll take care of you. Fucking whatever. Let's just have a good time. So, hey, if you
don't go looking for him on Facebook because you ain't gonna find him. He'll find you. He'll find you. Right?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna put out that other business out there, but he'll find you. All right. Anyways, I appreciate y'all being here with us on this fucking shoot the shit episode number 135, I think it is. Thanks for being on the gun line, y'all. Catch y'all on the midweek memo.
On this week's midweek memo, just a quick teaser, we're going to be discussing American culture. What the fuck is American culture? And we're going to get different perspectives. It'll be me, Dowden, Lee Hunt, and I think that's it right now. Me, Dowden, Lee Hunt. I think that's about it. So far, I think. But anyways, what is American culture? Y'all let me know what y'all think it is. Hit me up over on the Facebook page. Check it out on the fucking Twitter. Whatever the fuck. I don't know what it is. Go check out on thegunline.com. There's links to all that shit there. All right. With that said, rounds complete. End of mission. Gunline out, y'all. Bye, motherfuckers.